We now know that Michael Cohen set up this limited liability company called Essential Consulting in the weeks just before the November election in 2016. We used to understand that he had used that to make the payment to Stormy Daniels to keep the porn star quiet about what she said was an affair that she had had with then candidate Donald Trump. But what we now know is that Michael Cohen used that same account, that same LLC, for all kinds of things. He was getting payments from some really major American and international companies. In a very 2018 way, we found out all of this through the lawyer for a porn star. Mr. Michael Avenatti suddenly circulated a sort of research document that he had put together that tracked money transfers into bank accounts held by Michael Cohen. It's unclear how Avenatti got that information, and in fact, the Inspector General's office for the Treasury Department announced that they have opened an investigation into the possible leaking of Mr. Cohen's bank records. But regardless of how he got that information, it does appear that his information is accurate. One after another, the companies described in his document have stepped forward to agree that, yes, they had been making payments to this Essential Consultants run by Michael Cohen. Some of the big names who have confirmed that they were working with Michael Cohen include AT&T, Novartis, the pharmaceutical company, a Korean aircraft manufacturing company, Korea Aerospace, and this company Columbus Nova, which is a U.S. affiliate of Viktor Vekselberg. Viktor Vekselberg is a Russian billionaire who is quite close to Vladimir Putin. One thing that at least a number of these companies have in common is that they had major interests in front of the U.S. government, that they might have felt a need to have someone who was friendly with the Trump administration. AT&T has agreed that, yes, they hired Michael Cohen because they were looking for insight into the new administration. The other companies have insisted it had nothing to do with Trump and nothing to do with the government. They were just looking for advice from very expert New York lawyer Michael Cohen. We don't know that it's a total picture of Michael Cohen's finances. In fact, we have some strong indication that it's not. We know, for instance, that Donald Trump was making payments to Michael Cohen. That's not reflected in the document that we were provided. So I would suspect that there are other companies and other entities that were making payments maybe to other bank accounts. So there's really a lot about his personal finances that we don't yet know. We do know that it appears like Bob Mueller, the special counsel, has been investigating. I think one of the companies said that they first received a request for information about this in the fall. So this is something that prosecutors have been looking at for some time. There's a lot of different ways in which this could be problematic. There are questions of whether he should have been a registered lobbyist for some of this activity. There is a question of whether when he opened the bank account for Essential Consultants, he gave the bank correct information about how he was going to be using that account. So there are a lot of different avenues in for this to be problematic, but it could also be perfectly fine.